What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal Whitaker right here on the Morning Jam podcast, where we talk about any and everything. Personal, old snaps and claps. It's a dang good day to talk about a few things. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal Whitaker right here on the Morning Jam podcast. I am super excited to have the one and only, the managers of the Mako girls.
Thank you
Mr.
so much.
and Mrs. Ochoa.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us. I truly appreciate this opportunity.
Yes.
To watch Michael shine.
Watch Michael shine. That's what you want to see. So it's really great to have, because my parents definitely couldn't be managers over me and my sisters back in the day. But I wanted to see your point of view of being managers over your girls. How has that been for you?
Great question. It's not an easy road because I was told that I have to listen.
Yes.
Because sometimes, they growing up and doing what they do, they would try to explain things, but I know I want to see it a certain way, and it has to be done that way. And sometimes that, it just doesn't sit right for them, and then they get discouraged or they get upset and they get thrown off. So now they have to gather themselves because they're crying or they're upset. So it's not as easy as you think it is. Yeah. And a lot of times we'd have to separate the business from the personal, from the family. So there would be times when I would come and I would talk about it would only be Mako girls, and you didn't even say good morning. Can you talk and ask us how our day was? You just go straight into business. So I always try to make sure to see right for them and make sure that they're striving and doing what they're supposed to, as my wife would as well. But it definitely is a hard task. Definitely hard.
Yeah. So, Niki, what do you think?
Well, it's not as hard for me because I'm the one who they come to whenever they're upset. But the great thing about managing our girls is the fact that they listen. They're very respectful, and our household is really all about communication. So if you can't talk it out, then walk away till you can. Like all the extra, it's not gonna fly.
That.
So that's the great part about it. And then the fact that we're always together makes it easier to communicate because you know how to approach the situation.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you're not necessarily too comfortable with talking to, you got 3-4 other people in the house you can run it by before you go and talk to the person who you need to talk to. And I think the most important part of it all is the fact that we're there every step of the way. So it's not like someone else is coming in telling us what to do with our children. We are there to make sure that they have the right people on their team and around them at all times. That's cool. The most important for us, is for God to only keep people in their life who are meant to be there, and anyone who isn't supposed to be there, just remove them. It's really that simple. It's not hard.
Yeah.
That's cool. A lot of people make it a lot more complicated than it needs to be when it comes to that, but you know what your vision is, you know where you want to see them go, and once they reach a certain age, they of course are going to do as they wish. But if you lay that foundation down in the beginning, they won't stray far from it.
That's cool. I love it. I say you lay the foundation and let them, and I definitely say with my only child, I was blessed with him because I'm a survivor of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer, and sarcoidosis. So a lot of people don't know what sarcoidosis is, so it's a respiratory disease. So, and you can't catch it by sinning or anything. It just happens. And I tell my son all the time, so you're blessed, son. So I'm laying this platform for you. And I always followed my mom because my mom is a pastor and she lay it down. And when she lay it down, and she don't play.
Yes.
I remember a time that we were up singing because I used to sing with my sisters. And after, it was right there in the mid-program of the thing, and she said, if you girls don't have your girdle on the next, I was like, can you at least wait till after? It was so embarrassing.
Mamas don't have filters all the time. We just let it shoot out, especially when it comes to girls. It just comes. The girls can come to me and be like, did you wash your face this morning? Where are your earrings? You don't have nothing on your lips a little dry. Why is your ankles ashy? Like, we just shoot it out because, I think we get that from our parents. Because I remember walking into the living room, my mom be like, you ain't got no earrings, no lipstick on, just go back and come back again. I'm like, but Ma, and then I catch myself doing it with the girls. You don't have nothing on your lips. Like, what's going on with that? Where are those earrings? Like, no, those not gonna work. Go, like, not giving them an option.
Right. Yeah.
Just go take care of that and then come back. So my mom
definitely loved how my mom set the platform, and then I said it. I think I kind of like did this more with my son.
Okay.
Because different things happened to me younger, so it was more of a okay. Let me keep you close, and I'm gonna lay the platform while I got you close. But has there been a time for you guys that the girls have definitely said, okay, let us try this and go this way with it, and you guys didn't like it?
Only when it comes to a house party.
A house party?
House party. House party. Her house party was the one thing that's like, you got to trust us. We're old enough now. We know what to and what not to do. And, you know, everybody got sick.
Everybody got sick, and I was like, oh, Lord. Did Dad put his foot down and say no?
I had already mentioned that we're going too far. But there again, I have to be taught to listen, but they don't listen at all. So, you know, I just threw my hands. Okay, no problem. You'll go ahead. And at the end of the day, actually, let's just say not the whole household.
No, not the whole household.
Okay, myself and two of the others who didn't really care was the ones who got sick. So, but you know, you learn, and you just like, okay, next time we should kind of like not do, do it and kind of take
lesson
another approach.
Learn.
It's always, that's one thing we do. We always learn. We always, always try to figure things out together, and so that way we can always come to a happy mean to where we can, be satisfied with the choices that we made.
Yeah, I love that happy medium place. I like it. It's a great place.
I think for us, it's really one or the other. It's like, okay, we either all gonna do this or nobody's doing this. There's too many of us.
I think we still find out, like, if you do something for one, it's like, well, you cannot do her. You cannot have one for her. It's just domino, and I just like, okay, well, let's just have a party for everybody because you
nobody gets left behind.
Right.
That's cool. So I was mentioning to the girls that they have so grown since a year and a half since I interviewed them over Zoom. And it's just crazy just to see. And y'all have done an amazing job with them. And I just watched them grow to be these young, beautiful Black queens that know what they want to do, know their standards, where they want to be, where they want to go. And I was talking to them about their followings. That one is they're on YouTube. Is 2.89K followers on there. IG is 21K followers. TikTok is 789.5K with 9.7 million likes. And YouTube is actually 39K on the Leverage song. So that's not total with the other things. So what do y'all think about all that? Because that's a lot in a short period of time.
So you want me to go first?
Each platform, it's with TikTok it's extraordinary because as they mentioned, my wife had told them to get on the platform and they refused. They put up a fight.
They did.
Really
did.
After they took a moment and started to work on it, within 2 months, they had 200,000. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. 200,000. It's more accepting than it is on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. All of those platforms are a whole 360 different than TikTok. And as they kept going, it went from 200,000 in 4 months, 400,000. And then opportunities for them started to come. And it's like, oh, man, this is great. That's how they was able to get the ColourPop and Disney endorsement with doing Get Ready With Me with ColourPop for Hocus Pocus. And it was like, wow, look, man, we are making strides. So, and the girls had actually worked on Instagram. I mean, we constantly try to figure out algorithm.
Instagram is so hard. It's so hard. To me, it is. I don't know if...
No, it's not just you. I actually read this article. I'm always reading, so that's how I knew TikTok was going to be blowing up because I got the newsletters and I was like, oh, so this is the next big thing. Let's get on it while it's building. But when it came to reading these articles, there was an article that read people on TikTok are becoming viral based off who they are.
Right.
Because it's based off your actual personality. You're doing what you love, because you don't have to do all the extra stuff. With Instagram, you're going to go broke trying to impress the people on Instagram, because you got to make sure your hair is perfect, your makeup is, you got to have the right angle, your music video has to be, everything has to be absolutely spot on. You're showing all of your wins on Instagram. So it's going to be harder to pull those people over, because now you're in constant direct competition with the celebrities who's getting the Birkin bags every day of the week, and who's driving the Lamborghinis and have G-Wagons everywhere. So I mean, you're gonna have to just find your audience there. It's not going to be the same as TikTok, because they're not going to interpret it, who you are the same way. And when it comes to YouTube, they want to see it all. They want to see your wins, your failures, how you got there, how you learned, now how you're doing it. And then after you've learned how to do it, now I need you to tell me how not to go through everything you've been through, and just tell me how you won.
But one of the things that we did learn, which is an eye opener for anybody who is out there, for anybody who's listening and watching this podcast, Instagram do not promote your stuff to everybody.
Yeah.
You will think that you have ghost followers. You would think that the people don't care about what you're doing because they're not liking it. That's not the case. They only promote to 2% of the people on your following thing. If those 2% don't react fast, then they're not going to send it to another set of people. With TikTok, they send it to everybody. There's no limit on who they send it to. So when we learned that, it was like, now I understand why. If take for example, if Big Mike was on there and Big Mike didn't like my thing, Big Mike might never saw it because Instagram didn't promote it down that far.
I think Facebook is like that too, because you can have 5,000 friends and only 100, maybe 300 people is constantly in your inbox. So where's the other 4,000 and some people?
That's the purpose of the ads. Well, so if you're not promoting it, they're not going to see it.
But you guess what? Who owns Instagram? Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept for them, because if like I said, if they do not promote, if those people don't like it quick enough, nobody else is going to see it.
Wow.
They're off to the next thing. So that was one of the hardest things to learn. YouTube is another. It's a platform that you have to figure out. What they like. You have to ask. A lot of times you have to ask, because they'll tell you what they want to watch. Most of the time they want to see, like they said, they want to see the ups, they want to see the downs, they want to see you crying, they want to see your complete reality, in order for it to be entertaining enough for them to keep watching.
Do you guys feel like you have to put that out there for your girls? Like, okay, let's put out there, see the girls crying, let's see them happy, let's see them
they
go
not
shopping.
Gonna record it. Who is too many of us?
So that's the hardest
thing. We're trying to console. Like, you okay? We don't have time to pull out a camera. Oh, they crying. Hold on, let me get the camera. No,
that's one
of
the hardest things for that. We don't have.
We
have so many hats that we wear. I catch myself a lot of times telling the girls, "Hey, you guys should record yourself during the day." But thinking about it, I have to go back and listen to myself. Thinking about it, their process and what they do each and every day, it's always changing. There's always something coming up. I might have emails for interviews. I might get a call, hey, we need this special video for this company because they're looking for 2 more videos. And I throw stuff on their calendar, and they be like, well, Dad, you didn't send it. And I'm like, I did. And I have to remember, sometimes I send it to a different group chat and they don't see it. So now they have to hurry up, put makeup on, get the stuff done, get it ready. So they don't have time to preset a camera and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is how it's going to work. Because they're so busy constantly every day. And then my wife and I still have 9 to 5. I actually have a 9 to 5 and a 6 to 8 or whatever. I got a lot of them. So I don't have
You gotta make it happen. Mike
I gotta try it. So and we all do a lot to put into growing them and to making sure that they portray and be a great face for the upcoming youth or anybody, actually, because society wants you to be one way. And with us, we're like, no, you guys, you can be great. You can be a great African-American queen, black queen, doing something positive and be smart. So I'm like the old school. We're going to keep doing it our way until people catch up and know that they are stars of who they are.
If it ain't broke, why try and fix it? Why try try and change it. I love what you were talking about, like the, putting them out there on social media. I want to ask you, Nikki, for them being girls, young ladies. I know we have all of these ladies out here that's doing things with their body. And I know that there's filters and there's so much change and so much stuff that's right here on hand. What do you think about like that? And where do you keep your girls grounded in that?
The great thing is that they have each other to compare to before they go and see everybody else out there in the world. So their biggest example is what they see in me. If I'm getting up in the morning and I'm doing this and I'm not sitting there complaining and trying to make myself look like something that I'm not, then they're going to be comfortable in their own skin. They always have. Yeah. They will. Now, changing the hair thing, growing the hair thing, that's one of the biggest things for them. But the beautiful thing about them being black girls is that they can change their hair 15 times a week if they want to and look like 15 different people. But I think the biggest thing is for them, we've always taught them just to be comfortable with who you are, because God created you perfect. Like if he wanted to change something on you, he would have done that already. If it's not something health related, don't mess with it, because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You trying to look like someone else. That's not even who you are. That doesn't even fit your personality trait. That's the biggest thing for me, for them to make sure that they continue to be who they are. And when you look in the mirror, you need to be happy with that person. So if you're looking in the mirror and you're not happy, let's figure out why. Oh, I want to get my teeth. Hey, let's do that. Hey, I want to change my, they got contacts, but we ain't going to, we're not doing anything permanent. It needs to be able to come off at the end of the day. I think that's why Mimi's afraid to get tattoos, because she's like, it's permanent. Like, I can't take it off. Because she's so used to being able to take it off when it's done at the end of the day. But that's the biggest thing. You're going to always have them comparing themselves to someone else, especially because they're smaller. And I always tell them I was the smallest thing in high school. Yeah. And when you see me now, I'm not huge. So it's going to come when that time. I always tell them, oh, when you have kids, don't worry, all of it's going to come in. And they're like, well, why I got to wait till I have kids? Because that's when the time going to come for you to have all of
like that. Some of them are blessed.
You're going to be just fine. Just fine. You want to change something, change your outfit. Like it'll accent your best part. So just, you have the ability to wear and do anything you want to, because you ain't going to be this size forever. What you look like at 20, you ain't gonna look like that at 40.
Yeah, but just make sure you wear it the right way.
They gonna wear it the right way. They still gotta walk past out the house.
They got mom and dad. Daddy letting you walk out the door.
I was actually talking to Mike today because Keena bought a top and I saw it last night and I was like, well, Dad ain't gonna let you walk out the house with that. And she's like, I'm 22. I'm like, hey,
we still have.
I'm just letting you know you're gonna need a safety pin here, one here, and then put a bando here, and then you might, because they wore camisoles under everything.
Yeah, for a long time.
They was like, Mom, we hot. I gotta take this off. I'm like, you can't show your stomach, baby. I'm sorry.
Listen, that's what I was doing about the girdle thing. And my mom like, what are y'all girdles? I was like, them things are hot. Like, for real? You want us to pass out while we singing?
They kind of. But I think one of the main things for me, look at him.
Don't worry, there's some water.
When they were doing artist development, they told them really early, the sooner you start showing your body, the faster you're going to have to take stuff off. Because if they already saw you showing your stomach at 12, by the time you're 15, you're wearing pasties.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And
that's
20, you're in the thong on the stage. So it's not the same. It's not the same. That's not what we wanted for them. So they weren't showing shoulders until graduating high school.
Right. And see, that's the worst.
And then the best thing about TikTok and COVID shutting the whole world down for them was they had finally got a chance to wear a crop top. They was never allowed to wear a crop top until COVID hit, because there was nothing else to do. So they was online shopping, and then when the clothes came in the house, it was like, you think Dad gonna say something? I said, well, do your first video. Let's see what he say. Oh, that's a nice, I like that dance. And they was like, oh, yes, we can finally wear a crop top. I'm like, you're 18, 20, and 22, and you're just now getting a chance to wear a crop top. They didn't have,
but they still get scrutinized. I still be telling them, and like they walk around with holes in their pants, and they be like, man, that hole is really high. You know, how much high it's gonna get. And then, we're in the comfortable our own home, which is fine, but I'm a guy and they're all girls, and it's like, hey, can you at least put a little bit longer pair of shorts on? Don't come down to them house. I know you comfortable in your own skin and you in the house in the comfort of your home, but please put some I'm just like that with them. I always tell them that, look,
because you never know who's gonna come to the front door.
You never know who's gonna knock on the door. You might have to run outside because of fire. By the time you go outside, all your booty outside. No, put something on.
That's hilarious.
He always said, "You don't know who
Was he
better
right.
man come to the door,
Right.
Amazon." No, come to the door, Amazon. No. You gonna reach outside and get that package, and something gonna be showing.
Right.
He don't play, but he's always been very protective of the girls like that.
I'm the mother goose, and we always have we have this I call it's a hard time for me. Now,
I believe
and
it.
I got a lot of
it.
guys that I work with that have sons and they have daughters. They're older, but I have to talk to them and I ask them about it because for my wife, she'll talk to their friends, the two who are boyfriends, if we so say, and she's comfortable. And she's like, "Well, did they come and ask you?" And I'm like, "Ask me what?" "Oh, well, they wanted to ask you a question, the question." I'm like, "No." So she was like, "But I think he's a good guy." And yep, and my wife and her mother, that's my son-in-law. And hey, can you bring me this? I said, "I don't know. He ain't no boyfriend. He ain't no son-in-law. He ain't nothing. I ain't claiming none of that. No, we have goals. I have to make sure you are established. No, this is not happening."
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, "Oh my God, I was a guy before, and I know what's going on." And I'm like, "No." So I need to go to somebody else who has a daughter. And I'm like, "Okay." So I'm asking them, and they're like, "Yeah, man. After a certain time, you gotta let it go." I'm like, "But no." I said, "Cause we think about it, and they be laughing at work." And I'm like, but they like, "Mike, they're 22 years old." And I'm like, "Nope, she's under my wing. I don't care." Until I know she is great. She is a staff. I know they're good. I
Right.
know they make great choices.
Yes.
But it's just something about a dad holding on to his daughter. It is not as easy. Now, if I had a son, we be patting him on the back. "Yeah, go ahead, man. You can. Yeah, she's good. That's how it is." But
then,
when you have a
mom
daughter,
would kick in, and she'd be like, "Not my baby."
right?
Right.
You're
Yeah.
like, not with that heifer. Oh no. And that's how like for me,
That's how I am with my
Mimi's daughter,
son. You have
Mimi's
to be, yeah.
boyfriend, so-called boyfriend.
Well, you gave her permission.
When he
You
first
gave
came
him
to talk to
permission.
me, I had to remember
Bless
I had
your heart.
just put cameras up, and I said, well, he wanted to have a talk, so I said, well, let's go outside. Because I don't want to have a
all
talk with
space.
everybody.
Yes.
So we went outside and I had to think about it. I said, oh no, the camera's right there. So let's walk down a little further so they can't hear what I'm saying. But
trying
it
to
waited
listen.
3 months. And my wife kept trying to rush me, and I'm like, no. I said, yes, I know he's going to school. I understand he's taking care, helping his mom, and he understands her career path and what she's doing. But I am not ready.
Right.
You can be ready to sign the dot and walk her down the aisle. I'm not. So but it's
Niki, you
it's
can't do
learning.
that. You can't do
But
It's
see,
learning.
a beautiful thing is that he set the rule that each one of the girls, they can't have a boyfriend unless he asks permission from dad to date the girls. So
That's cool.
that was a really different standard for, and they're looking at me like, Mom, I'm like, well, he got to be man enough to go and ask your dad if he can
Right.
date you. And this is not marriage. This is just
Right.
dating you. And they have to be man enough to do that. And the first one, he did it with no problem. He's like, okay, let's go. And we were up there listening, trying to listen on the camera, trying to read lips, and he did not give him an answer for the longest. And I'm like, but the thing about him was that he reminded him so much of himself. So if he didn't remind Michael of Michael, then Michael probably would have been a little, but he was just
Dang,
too much
Mike
like him.
gave in, man.
Huh? I didn't give in. I was pressured to give in. I was pressured. I could have went the long route.
Well,
but
you're
I
going
was
the long
told-
route with Keena because you
I
still
sat
haven't given
and-
her
yeah.
permission yet.
Well, there's a difference because when you see and you don't have like the guy is he's
He's
to
a
me,
very
he's-
good guy.
He's a very good guy. I'm
Very good
learning
guy.
that. But my initial conversation with him when we sat in our office, I didn't quite get that vibe, and I'm like, no,
Right.
he feels controlling, and then his demeanor just, and then I'm like, you play video games all day, but then I had to think about it. Keena plays video games all day.
He
Oh.
matched her.
So, but then he had a job.
Keena's over there, yeah.
Yeah.
She looking like, when is he going to get his answer,
Right.
though, Dad?
He has a job. He does,
He
he
works.
works. He has ambitions of trying to own his own company. I'm like, man, here's another one trying to kind of have the mindset like I do. Like, oh, God, I just don't play games. But it gets easier, but I still ain't gave him his answer yet.
That's cool, Dad.
That's me. I
That's
got that
all
right.
right.
She's
That's
the
all
firstborn, so she
But
probably
she-
will never get a yes. I feel sorry for Keena.
I feel like y'all need to just take your time. No rush.
Okay.
Just
See?
don't
He
rush.
ain't in no hurry.
I got cheerleaders on my side. Everybody else,
we're gonna have to do the poll on Instagram.
But he's very supportive of what she does.
Yes,
that's an awesome thing, because not a lot of them will come to the events and sit there while other guys are asking them for pictures and things like that. I think Mimi's boyfriend had a little phase when one of the guys was messing with, kind of just joking with her. And he kind of started getting a little bit.
Mimi, he put all your business out there.
But it's great to see they support. They be all right.
Mimi gonna be like, Dad,
they be all right.
You told everything.
Wait till the Grammys. I'm gonna tell it all. I can't wait to break out that old video with them singing in the kitchen. That's my golden. That's my golden key right there.
I want to ask you guys. Like, I know that you guys are super proud. This is gonna be the last, because I promise I won't keep you short. This is gonna be the last question. I know that you guys are super proud of them, because I know that y'all can laugh and y'all can be together as family. Y'all can enjoy each other and just really grow with each other. Your girls are amazing. I can admit I'm 40 years old, and these girls have really put a stamp on my life as well. Because I look at them, I was like, man, they are amazing, and they are so inspiring, and I just love how that. And I was reading, like, even here on my paper that I have, consistently upping every project, and this is from their fans. Song is such a vibe. Love it. Great job, girls. That your Grammy speech. Make sure you get ready for it.
Yes.
And with that, how do you guys? What do y'all see them in the future of where Mako Girls is going, and how you guys are going to handle that? Because I know Dad, he's already saying no to the boyfriend already.
Poor guys. I feel
but
sorry
what's the next? What are y'all goals for your girls? Where do y'all see them in the future?
I just say, for me, I keep telling them to keep inspiring. I see in the future, because they get messages every day, or every so often they get messages on how they impact somebody's life. And I just tell you to keep impacting one at a time, because you are making a difference. It may not be the masses, but one day you will get there. And we never talk about finances. We talk about changing lives. And that's my goal for them, and that's my goal for them to keep achieving, is to change lives one at a time. And that's you're satisfied more by doing something you love, helping to change other people's lives, like being the light to their day. Even through the pandemic last year, some people was commenting how they just uplifted them because they were so refreshing. So then that's what we're going to keep instilling that into them, and for them to keep wanting to be I call it a game changer. That positive feed, that positive thing that people can look up to.
That's cool. What do you think, Mom? Niki?
Well, for me, I know that they have goals. My dream is for them to reach all of their goals in every aspect of it. I have one that wants to act more. I have one that wants to do fashion more. I have one that wants to dance on stage barefoot. Hey, whatever it is you want to do, you can accomplish it, because once you accomplish that, then you're going to put those vibes. It's going to be a really positive vibration going out worldwide and globally from people who come in contact with you or even know that you exist. And like he was saying before, you let your light shine and you're going to light up the world. And that's what I want for them. I want them to be that positive light that people see and they just automatically feel good. You know how sometimes you just see a person and you just naturally smile? I want that for them. And as long as they stay true to who they are, they can have that effect on people. And, Grammys and MTV Awards, I'm ready for all of that because I can get my hair done. But I think that's the part that they're looking forward to, because they love the hustle and bustle of this industry. They love to do the interviews. They're people because it's so many of us, and they're always talking to people. So they're not shy from that part.
Right, yeah.
So I think it's just them continuing to develop who they are. As they always say, you're always in development, and then doing things that they love. They don't mind learning something new. And the fact that I think you were mentioning earlier before we started the interview that your son is going to school for business. We've been having them in business meetings since they was 10, 12, and 14. Right. So they've seen this from the beginning to the end. So I believe that each one of them have that instilled in them. So that way they're going to always continue to grow and make a legacy as they grow. Like every time they touch something, it's going to be something bigger than what they thought it was going to be, because they're learning as they're going. And there's no stopping them. Like their future is wide open. They haven't done anything that has hindered them or closed the door that they can't, open or kick in or build. Like we're that family of, okay, the opportunity isn't there, go create it, go make it happen. So we're blessed to have a team of entrepreneurs around us all the time that instills that. They've been seeing it since they was little. So doing something traditional is not, I don't think that's going to work for them. They just not those type of girls. But outside of that, you know, they have the drive to go and accomplish everything that they want, and the world is their oyster, and they can just go ahead on and have at it.
That's awesome. I love it. I appreciate you guys for joining.
From the world of the oyster.
If you read some of them articles that I be sending you.
I don't read no articles. I be too busy fixing stuff. That's the
read some of them articles. Them articles, them be tips right there.
I think this is the ending part. Go ahead.
Oh, you want to close out the show?
I don't have one of those. You make sure you follow us at Info and Mako Girls. You know, I'm on social media. You know, that's it. Instagram and Twitter. I'm not on Twitter really much, but I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, and I am. It's at Michael S. Ochoa. If you want to follow, if you want to book the girls, that's where you can get me at. And my wife is on
Instagram.
Yes, and what's your Instagram feed?
That's supposed to be her. Okay. My Instagram name is Miss Niki OMRSNIKIO.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mike. Look at
you. That's why I can't.
Listen, I have enjoyed you guys right here on the Morning Gym podcast. The one and only, the managers of the Mako Girls, Michael and Niki Ochoa. I'm so blessed to have you guys. It is amazing to see, especially see people in person, because it just takes it to another level. Yeah, it's different. So thank you guys right here with your sister friend Crystal Whitaker. We out of here. Peace.
See ya.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this podcast, tune in each week on thinkingoutloudnetwork.com. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share with your friends and family. Until next time, peace.